Character, the moral and mental qualities distinctive to an individual. True character is on display when one is given an opportunity to react to a given situation. How will you react? And we're back, XbyX podcast. Thank you for tuning in today. We have another very special guest. This young lady has done a lot in her life and is coming for a lot more as well. She, is a varsity athlete. She has had a long career in athletics. She is now turning into kind of manager. I would say is that accurate? A manager?
Do I come in now?
Yeah.
Okay. Like manager, assistant, editor. And hopefully one day creating my own kind of content.
Yes.
So yeah.
Excellent. So I want to welcome to the podcast Fran Smith.
Okay, thank you. Nice to be here. Thank you for that introduction.
Yes, you're welcome. Fran and I, we met, we used to play basketball together. Well, not together, but for the same university.
Rookies together.
Rookies.
On the same university, yeah.
Rookies, University of Waterloo here in Ontario. And that was a greght time. But Fran, take me back to like kind of where you're from, where'd you grow up, and maybe get into how'd you got into basketball even to start.
Oh, way back. So yeah, I'm from Thorold, which is like right around St. Catharines basically. And then I don't remember how I got into basketball, like at a really young age, just parents put me in it. And I don't know. I think I was iffy if I wanted to play varsity, but ended up doing that at Waterloo for 3 years. And then I went to Waterloo for 5 years, but I stopped playing those last 2 years.
Okay, right.
And then I actually played with Melissa, like the girl I work for now. She has an established YouTube channel, and I played with her the year before I went to Waterloo. So I played on her Jewel team before I went to Waterloo. Like that's where I was getting recruited. And
now, Fran, sorry to interrupt, but just explain to them like what Jewel is, because this is kind of, I think, specific to our region.
I don't think the men have it, right?
And as men, we don't have it. But just kind of give the viewers a brief rundown of actually what that league is here.
Okay, I don't know how. Okay. For women, it's just the league that if you want to play post-secondary, I guess that's where you play before you go to university or college or wherever you're going. Right. That's like probably the best league you can go. Actually, I have no idea about it now, and I only did 1 year. Yeah. But I believe that's the league you go to if you want to play at the next level. Did a lot of those girls you were playing with end up moving on? Like, it was a very competitive league, eh? Pretty much most of them. Like, maybe one girl, like, didn't or quit or whatever. Right. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then, so after Waterloo, you went to Niagara? Yeah, so I just went to Niagara this year. So graduated at Waterloo in 2019 in therapeutic recreation. And then I was like, I think I want to do more school because what else am I doing? So then I went to Niagara for a year, and I was like, I have 2 more years of eligibility. I'm going to go back to ball, I guess. And then, so went back to playing after taking 2 years off, and that was like really hard to get back into, but like going from university to college, like I actually got more playing time, and it was like a real good time. Yeah. Are we gonna explain we can get into it. Yeah. So it's the third quarter of one of the games that I was playing, and then all of us so I'm throwing in the ball, and then the ref throws me the ball. And he's like, good playing, Fran. And I look over, I'm like, do I know this guy? And I look over, and it's Brad. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize you were reffing my game. Yeah. Yeah. So, and the thing is, when we first met each other, I used to have like glasses. I was that guy on the court who would have to wear goggles. Yes. That's why I didn't like, 1, I don't pay attention to refs, but 2, I actually kind of didn't recognize you. Yeah. Yeah. Of course. I had to do it's so funny on video. I do like this huge double take, like running up the court. I was like, what is going on? Luckily, we were up by 20, and I was like able to figure that out, that it was you. That was a funny moment that we had, and that was in like February, I think. Yeah. Before COVID. Right before COVID. When we were actually able to do like normal activities. Yeah.
But yeah, that was funny. And
Good times.
yeah, I miss myself actually. I'm really missing the reffing.
Yeah.
That's kind of a big part of what I'm pursuing, you know, like professional officiating, and I miss being on the court just as much as I'm sure some of the players are.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I was gonna say that must suck that you're not reffing right now.
Yeah, but it'll be back, you know, like anything. But it's been good to at least watch the NBA.
Yeah.
Which has been, you know, the playoffs have started. Have you been following it? Are you enjoying seeing the Raptors, you know, move on? Did you catch that last game?
Yeah, I did, but I just don't want to get my hopes up because I know the Raptors are gonna I know they're gonna let us down. And maybe I'm doing like reverse psychology, so then I'll say it and then they won't let us down. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see. You know, it's been good to at least have some sports back.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a big part of people's lives, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's move right along. So you teamed up with Melissa Tatti, THREADSOBSESSED.
Yeah.
Right. How did you two kind of end up even meeting?
Yeah.
And how did all of this, you know, the podcast and the management, how did this become?
Yeah, I really like talking about this actually. So this all literally happened in June, like when we started, like when I reached out to her. But and I did talk about this in one of my episodes. We did already have a friendship. Like I met her when I was 18, like right before I went to UW.
Right.
And her dad was the coach of that team. And by the end of that year, I think out of everyone on the team, I was probably closest with her. And so we have had this friendship since then, since our first year of university.
Wow. Okay.
So, I mean, we've hung out over the years. We weren't like best friends, but we were somewhat close. I would say now we're kind of best friends.
Yeah.
Like
that's
reconnecting
awesome.
and stuff.
That's great.
So I kind of always wanted to start YouTube, but like didn't think it was realistic.
Okay.
And
there wasn't you're like, how am I going to get involved? What's my entry point?
I kind of just gave up. I like really had a serious dream about starting it in like 2018. But I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. And it's not realistic. And I just got to go to school more and like finish school or whatever.
Right.
So once COVID happened and I finished school and I had nothing going on, no jobs or whatever, I started making TikToks.
Really?
And I went one of them hit like 1 million views.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. And then so once that happened, I was like, maybe I am entertaining, or maybe I can like try to see what's going on. And then I saw something like one of those like motivational Instagrams, like Gary Vee or something.
Yeah.
And I saw them say like, if you want a job, like your dream job, go to the person who has your dream job and say that you'll work for them for free for 90 days. And then if they see value, then keep you, or at least they can give you exposure and experience, connections, whatever. And so that's exactly what I did. And I was like, who do I know that has a YouTube channel?
Right.
Melissa.
Yeah.
So I reached out to her and I like knew I didn't know what she would say. I knew she would be cool about it because she's so cool and like she's my friend. And I was like, hey, this is weird, but like, are you hiring people? Like I kind of want, and I said from the start, like I have this TikTok or whatever, and I kind of want to get into making online content / YouTube, whatever. Like I'll do whatever you need. And then she was like, do you want to edit videos? And I was like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want to do right now. Okay. And then so got into editing her videos. She does like lifestyle thrifting. She has like an insane thrifting business on Depop. She's like one of the most famous people on Depop. I don't know if you've ever heard of that app.
Yeah, so give Melissa a quick shout out. Like where can we find her?
THREADSOBSESSED on Instagram and on YouTube.
THREADSOBSESSED. Okay.
Yeah, THREADSOBSESSED. And then I messaged her in like June, and then all of a sudden she was like living with me the next week.
So she was like really open to you like approaching her.
Yeah, I kind of had perfect timing because we had both finished school and basketball because she was playing on Brock.
Right.
So we had perfect timing, and then once that ended, like both for school and basketball for both of us, I was it was just, she was like, this is perfect. I want to hire someone, and like, because she's always wanted like an assistant or like a manager or someone. And then she's like, oh, this is great. I can hire someone I know, because like we've been friends. So, and it is like that trust factor of like, it's hard to hire people that you don't know and stuff.
Definitely.
So that like, it all just really helped and like worked out.
Okay.
Right. And then
that's amazing.
Yeah. And then about a month into working, she was like, I want to start a podcast. And I was like, okay, I've been wanting to make online content for like years now. I guess like this is my chance. Like, let's do it or whatever. And she's like, this is your project. Like, this is your time basically. Like, let's do it together. She's the one with the subscribers and the connections and everything. But like, okay, let's do it, you know?
Yeah.
And then so.
And now how many episodes in are you guys now? Because it seems like it's been like I'm getting all these notifications, like videos here and there, and like it seems like it's going really well.
Sometimes I upload like random videos. So we just recorded episode 7 last night, actually.
Okay.
So that'll be up. I don't know. I would love to say tomorrow, but I doubt it.
Okay.
And
early September.
Yeah. It'll be up sometime soon.
Yeah.
Because I like to upload just random videos sometimes. I'm trying to do an experiment of uploading like highlights from the podcast to see if people would watch those. I'm also trying to get the watch hours up.
Yes. Of course. Yeah.
And then we uploaded like a funny little house tour yesterday. So that's the random notifications that you're getting that are not episodes.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And then we've been doing that for since mid-July, I think. And it's going well. We just kind of talk and about like personal. I think we don't know exactly where we want that content to be.
Right.
But I think we work well off each other, and I think it's going well. Maybe.
And I'd just like to comment because I've watched a couple episodes myself, and I'll watch like the full video. Yeah. Because like it's so entertaining, and as a male, it's really interesting to hear how females talk about not only males but just like what are females really interested in. You guys have got into like direct messages, like DMs, and like fuck boys. Like I feel like you guys have touched some like really interesting topics that are helpful for not only males especially, but I'm sure like your female listeners like get a lot out of the content.
Yeah, I'm happy that you said that, because that's kind of where I want it to go, is to like help young females and like inspire them. And like Melissa is an influence. She does have a lot more influence than, like, she's not like one of the biggest YouTubers ever, but like so that's, and we even get comments sometimes. Like we had a mom comment being like, I watched this with my daughter and she plays basketball and she just loves that you guys played basketball and you went to university and you have this. It's like, and seeing those comments are like, makes it so that like, we want to keep doing this. It like gives us, a reason to keep doing this and to keep pushing and stuff like that. So I'm happy that you said that. I really hope that it inspires young females to, you don't have to start a business. If you want, start it, but like to grind and like keep going and do your thing.
Pursue like an interest that you're passionate about.
Exactly.
Cool. Now so you said you've known Melissa for kind of a while now. How have you two been able to like maintain like a professional level of like a business side of it, as well as being, like you said, you're probably best friends right now? Like how do those two kind of work alongside each other?
I think that she's kind of a different breed, which is a good thing. Okay,
explain.
She's very brilliant in the business world, I think. Like logistics side, I don't know, not so much maybe, but like she's been doing this for a lot of years, for like 3 or 4 years, and I think she just knows what she wants and what to do. And I think we've had some discussions on like, oh, we should put this in the podcast, oh, we shouldn't do this, we should like cutting out segments and stuff. So we've had discussions, but she's really chill about everything. And really open about my suggestions. Because I was scared when first editing her videos. I was like, do you want this in? Am I allowed to kind of just take free reign, or do you want it done a certain way? And she's so chill. She's like, wow, I trust you, and like do it how you want to do it. We do have to have like open communication, and it's going well right now, and I hope it keeps going. I think we just need to keep talking about stuff and not let the little things like money or whatever get in the way.
Yeah.
And just, yeah. No,
focus on
it
the
is
vision, right?
It is kind of a tough thing to do, and I'm not really sure. It's going well right now, but yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
You know, and I think what people need to realize is if you want to be in business with friends, it's definitely possible, but you have to understand what time is needed on the professional side of things, where we have to put our, differences, feelings aside and say, how can we actually focus on growing this and achieving our goals? And because you started the business for a reason, because you saw something with each other.
Yeah.
And so that's really awesome. And I think people should look to, pursue their things that really, will eventually benefit them long term. And I think with social, it's just getting started.
Yeah.
Instagram has been around for maybe, 10 years, let's say, or
Not
less.
even.
Not even, right?
I think it was like end of high school.
End of high school, right?
Yeah.
And now there's TikTok, and there's like Twitch streaming, and there's all these different ways that people can have a influence online. And I think that, what you and Melissa are doing is really awesome. And I think that it's going to inspire a lot of people to, maybe take that extra leap that maybe they were, they've been thinking about it for some time, but with the right reasoning, then you can like pursue it.
It's a scary thing. Like, it's not an easy thing to just like start it. Even like messaging Melissa, I procrastinated for weeks doing it. I was thinking, and I didn't tell one person that I was going to reach out to her. Like,
right.
It's like a scary thing to like get into a job that's not traditional. It's not easy. So, and it's risky. It's risky too, because it takes a lot of time.
Yes.
And you don't know like when or if you're going to start making money.
Right.
It's just such a risk.
Yeah.
So it's like not an easy thing. And I get why people are hesitant from it, but like if it's something that you want so badly, you just got to do it. Like you just got to stop talking about it to people, and you got to stop procrastinating, and you got to just do it. Right?
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Just action is always going to lead to, energy. Like I'm really into like energy and, creating stuff, manifesting it. So, if you're thinking about it, you didn't even tell anyone, but you were having these thoughts, and you're like, we could really do this.
Oh, I didn't even tell my parents until Melissa was like, yes, I'll pay you.
Wow.
I didn't even, I was like scared to tell them. I didn't tell anybody.
Because it's not conventional.
No, exactly.
So, okay. Well, that's awesome, Fran. Keep it up. We're looking forward to upcoming episodes.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks for even just like watching. Like, that's great.
Yay.
I'm like happy you enjoyed it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to, the next one that comes out.
Yeah.
And so make sure you follow them on YouTube at
Unthreaded.
Sorry, Unthreaded.
Unthreaded.
Yeah.
We changed the name also. It used to be Threads Unfiltered, so we changed it. Yeah. Unthreaded.
Okay. Unthreaded.
Try to get an episode out every week.
Yeah, that's awesome.
She's on THREADSOBSESSED if you're into fashion and thrifting and all that.
And where can you were telling me earlier off camera about her like Depop page?
Yeah.
Can you get into that a little bit?
It's a reselling site. For like, okay, so she goes to, do you know much about thrifting?
Well, one of our previous guests, Aged Goods, he kind of has his own store. He thrifts, and he's opened up his own business through selling clothes, and he has like a storefront. But past that, I don't really know like much about the scene, the thrifting scene. Yeah,
so she goes to like Value Village or like a Plato's Closet like thrift store, and like will find the good stuff. Sorry, that's in there, and then she'll resell it. She'll spend like 3 to 5 hours in there. Like it's like it's literally her job, and then she'll repost it on her Depop site, but she's got like 130K followers on there, and so she's got like even celebrities buying her stuff on there. Wow. She just has an eye for like finding the good finds in the thrift store, and it's like cheaper, and it's people have a misconception about thrifting that it's like, oh, you're stealing from the poor or whatever, but that's like not it at all. And like anybody can go in a thrift store, and it's like you can get there before her or whatever. And it's actually really good for the environment to recycle clothes and reuse them, and Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
So yeah, she'll just find the good stuff and then she'll put it on her Depop, and then she does the shipping, and anybody from around the world can like buy her stuff.
Yeah. Wow. Now, I've noticed that she's like I went on her page and she's like modeling a lot of these clothes.
Yeah.
Now, I guess that's like a big part of it, but like, are you helping with that?
Yeah.
Or how does that work?
That's the stuff I don't help with quite as much.
Mm-hmm.
The Depop stuff. I mean, I think she likes things done a certain way.
Yeah.
But I think she's probably doing it right now. Like taking the pics and modeling the clothes and putting it on her Depop.
Like currently? Like
I think literally as we speak, probably.
Yeah.
That's literally all she does.
Nice.
And then, so that's why she was looking to hire models for that, but it's tough. But that might happen, and it's exhausting having to do that, like putting on all the clothes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what was the question?
The question was just like, just about her Depop page.
Okay.
And, you know, how that got started. And it's because 100 and something followers, like 100. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah,
and
lot of,
I think people don't even think that you can make money off of this.
Yeah, but
it's a huge market.
That's where she makes them, like, that's her bread and butter for sure, is Depop. But
Mm-hmm.
YouTube leads people to Depop, so that's why she spends a lot of time on YouTube. I think YouTube was started first from her.
Yeah.
And then
Mm-hmm.
she just really has an eye for fashion, and then got into that from there. You asked if I help. Not really.
Yes,
like
right.
when we were living together, when we were subletting together, I kind of would help like taking the pictures, but not so much anymore. I don't like, she has someone who does the listing for her.
Okay.
So like she does have someone helping her with that.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, I don't help quite as much with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But back to the kind of like the podcast and how you've been kind of, you know, keeping Melissa, you know, on schedule, and you've kind of become like a manager for her.
Yeah.
What, you know, as a manager, as like someone as a leader, what do you kind of need to possess quality wise or character wise that, you know, can really help grow this brand? And why do you think Melissa ultimately ended up choosing you when she really could have gone after anyone potentially? With such a like, you know, she had a good presence online.
Yeah.
Why did she end up choosing you at the end of the day, and what qualities do leaders have in your opinion?
I'm gonna start with her. I think that the reason that she has this is because she is someone who actually does not. Can I swear? We can't swear, right?
Yeah, we're
I don't think
plus.
she gives a shit about what anybody thinks.
Yeah.
And she has so much hate, like so many people talking about her,
Yeah.
like constantly, even in the basketball world. Like I see it all the time, and she doesn't care anymore. And I think that's something that you have to have. I'm slowly learning that. I'm slowly starting not to care. I'm like, give me the hate comments. Like I love it. Like that means we're doing well, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So she's
a comment's a comment.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think she just really pushes and like doesn't let anybody get in the way of what she's doing, and doesn't give a shit. That's something that's so important. It's such a hard pill to swallow, but that's where I see her and why she does so well.
Nice.
For me, I think I did talk about it earlier. I think I had good timing. I had the advantage of knowing her and being her friend. And the way I approached her was like, I can give you this. And I did say I would do it for free at the beginning. And I didn't say the 90-day thing, but I was just kind of like, I'll even do it for free if you want in the beginning, whatever job you have for me. So, and it was an advantage because she knew me, so she didn't have to hire someone she didn't know.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I think that was the difference, was I could provide her with something, like there was an exchange of what we can provide each other with.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And the second part of that is like, what qualities do you think are in good leaders? Or like leaders, you know, or managers.
I think
someone who can, you know, help see maybe the outside perspective of things.
I think I kind of just said it with the not caring what people think, and you got to be humble. You got to stop. I went off of this on our podcast yesterday, and I was like, stop talking about what you're gonna do or what you want to do, and work in silence and just do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just like staying humble and not letting things get to your head because when you do see the success, sometimes it can give you a big head, and then you could lose focus of where you want to go. And I think that that's so important, is to stay humble and not give a shit about what people think.
Yeah. Hey, well said.
Yeah.
Well said, Fran.
Thanks.
Now, where are the two of you headed? Like, what are some of your, like, if you can, what are some of your, like, upcoming goals for, like, the next, coming months, or even, down the road a few years from now? Like, where do you want to take this with you and Melissa?
With the podcast, or with like her YouTube?
With
all of it?
With the podcast, and then with your life as well, like with the social presence.
Okay, I'm gonna start with Threads Obsessed. So when she wasn't playing basketball, she took a year off of basketball. She grew like 100K in that year. But when she went back to basketball, she hasn't grown hasn't seen the growth that she wants. So we're really trying to focus on growing her there. It's starting to come back.
Yeah.
I want to like release merch, and I want to just do a bunch of things like with Threads Obsessed and get that really going. She wants to eventually down the road start her own clothing line. So that's where she's headed there. And like, so hopefully she can like hire people to be the buyer and be the models. And like, so I know that's where she's headed with Threads Obsessed.
Right.
And I can just manage all that, and she can just sit in the background and not have to do any work anymore.
Yeah. Well,
so that's like her long-term goal with that. With the podcast, we're still kind of winging it. I don't know.
Right.
We will probably move the setup to like her apartment basement, which it's so nice. And I think I want to, like, we don't have a microphone set up yet. I want to have like the double cameras.
Yes. Right.
And like I want to make it really, but again, with the risk thing, it's like are we going to be making good money off this? Do I invest in this, and do I invest in the $100 cameras and microphones and all that? But that's what I want with that, and then keep putting episodes out like once a week. And I want to get to a point where I can, like, I don't know if you know the like podcast channels, they all have like a podcast channel, and then where they do full episodes, and then they do like a highlight channel, right?
Yeah.
So like that's like something. That's another goal that I want to happen too, and then suck people in with clickbait and stuff like that.
Yeah.
With the specific content, we do focus on, like, I guess, relationships, and like you said before, the advice for guys and young women and stuff like that, which is all good. I like that stuff as well, but I even want to focus on like broader topics in the world too. I want to head towards that and make it not so personal anymore. I think everyone wanted to know who she was dating. So that's why people...
Yeah, why are people like always on her about like who she's like in a relationship with?
I think when you're like an influencer, you always want to know, like, people always want to know who this famous person is dating. I think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's why our first one got so many views. But like now that it's been said or whatever, now we want to like get away from that, to leave people with suspense. Yes,
because I was watching one of the episodes, and she's like, I am dating someone. Yeah. But she's like, but no names. Like, we're not getting into that. No. And I thought that was funny, but I also thought that was interesting, because it leaves the audience and the viewing with kind of like some suspense. Exactly. So I don't know if that's part of what you two are doing. But I think the viewers like that. Exactly. So because they want to know.
I think like we'll eventually touch on it later, and then we could clickbait it with with whatever she's dating. But yeah, I think people are always interested to know who, like. Yeah, I don't want to call her famous. She's somewhat famous. Like, famous people are dating. Yeah. So that's why. Content-wise, like, I don't even know how to answer this question yet, because I'm still trying to figure it out. Yeah. But I think we just got to keep going, and then it'll eventually come. Yeah. It's hard with... Sorry, I'm, like, talking a lot.
No, Fran, this is cool. No worries.
Okay. It's hard with content because you never know what's going to do well. I didn't know my TikTok was going to do that well. Right. You never know which one's going to like pop off and go viral. So I think that's why you have to just be consistent. We were talking about that earlier, how you have to be consistent with putting out content. Yeah. So I think that's the key if you want to like get into this kind of business, is like being consistent. Right. You never know what's gonna pop off. Yeah. That's what's hard with content.
Yeah. I don't know. Because you never know, right? The one person sees it, they share it, and like you said, you with your TikTok, like you're over 1 million views.
Had no idea. But I was posting TikToks being like, oh, this one's so good, this one's gonna do well, and then it doesn't. And it gets like 1,000 views. And then same with like Unthreaded right now. I'm like, this is so good, this is the episode that's gonna pop off, and then it doesn't.
Right.
And it's gonna come when I'm like, when I don't expect it or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Wow. Well, Fran, it's been amazing catching up with you.
Yeah.
And I think the viewing has gotten a lot out of this.
Yeah,
and,
I hope so.
I really appreciate you stopping by the XbyX podcast today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This was fun.
Yeah. We like to, keep it short and to the point, but I think you and
Sorry if this was long. I kind of go off a little bit.
No. This was fantastic. This is some great content. I think the viewers are going to get a lot out of it, like I said, and make sure to check out the Unthreaded podcast at YouTube, and check Fran out at Fran Smith 5_ on Instagram. And we are looking forward to seeing what you and Melissa both have planned in the future. So thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome,
This
Fran.
was fun.
Yeah, good. And stay tuned for more. We're going to be coming at you with some more content over the next coming weeks. So stay tuned for that. And thank you for checking out the video. This has been Bradley with XbyX. Have a great night.